everybody. My name is Ben.
And my name is Philip Michelangelo.
And this is the Lime Banana Podcast. Yes, I'm here with, his name is actually Michael. Yeah, we have known each other all the way since year 8 in school.
So 2011. Now, we have come here with our love of both lime, bananas, and Ranger Cadet. This podcast is going to be dedicated to lime, bananas, and keeping the wildlife safe.
Keeping your thumbs green.
Keeping your thumbs green and your bums clean.
Oh my god.
We have zero skill.
I've done one podcast in the past and it didn't turn out that good.
We don't know how well this is going to go. We literally only talked about this like a couple of hours before we said, yeah, sure, let's do it.
The original plans of making a podcast was probably about a month or so ago when I bumped into Michael and another friend in town. They were at an ATM. And I just saw them. It was like 10 o'clock at night. And he's like, we should start a podcast.
I don't actually remember that now a whole lot.
Pretty much.
No, I do now.
Yeah, pretty much. We were just walking around talking about what we're probably going to talk about in the podcast. And you bought me a Gatorade. And I said, I'll pay you back once I get YouTube money.
Yeah, and that day hasn't come yet. So that was the intro.
Don't know how much of that will end up in the final cut.
Really, this thing doesn't have, a whole lot of
substance.
Topics. We don't even know what this is going to be, besides our passion for lime bananas and bushrangers.
Yeah, so Michael and I, in year 9 and 10, participated in the Bushranger Cadets, where we pretty much did stuff like snorkeling and weeding. Yeah, pretty much every single day.
Pretty much we were the losers in high school, I think it's fair to say.
So, every private study didn't consist of private study.
Now, if you all don't know, because, you might be a lot younger than us, private study is when you privately study for a certain period of time in maybe a library, maybe an isolated computer room. Technically, you could be privately studying right now. And it's just when I need to do some math work, I can privately study my math work. So yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah, we didn't use it for this. I mean, I did very occasionally when I had work overdue. But
as we were the losers in high school, we didn't do a lot of work.
Yeah, that's a story for later. But this certain story is actually not doing work. But the school was dumb in letting every student access every single picture on their database. And there just so happened to be one from the 2014 teacher photo. So all the teachers were in it, and Michael mainly would face swap. And it was hilarious. It was funny because they also, around the end of the year, had the year 12 profile pictures, and they were like really high resolution images of every single year 12 student. Obviously we were in year 12 at the time. So I edited a few. One of the guys who always called me autistic, I'm not by the way, but no offense if you are. I edited his face, and he ended up looking like that cockroach scientist guy from Monsters vs. Aliens.
Now, I don't think us explaining our Photoshop techniques, because I like to think we're both pretty good at it.
Yeah.
There was... Alright, so Ben and I, as we're on the topic of school, we graduated, by the way, so we're not that bad.
Yeah.
If you don't graduate, it's fine. Just don't,
Don't get a job. I'm joking.
So Ben and I signed up to do the school yearbook. Now, our yearbook was called the Jambana. Aboriginal for something. It's Aboriginal for togetherness in paper. And we decided, so all the year 12s did like a group photo all together. And it was my job to make sure the photos were good. Pick the photo where people aren't blinking. Now, there was one perfect photo, but we had a bit of an issue. A few seconds after this photo was taken, a guy, a good friend of ours, showed up just a little bit late. And that photo was terrible, but he had a pretty good smile on his face. So we had to Photoshop him at the back of the good photo. And let's say he was like a 6-foot person. We turned him into a 4-foot midget that stood at the back row.
And I've got the book right here.
It was poorly edited. There he is.
We got the picture right here.
By looking at this photo, you can tell that it became like a cloudy day when his photo was taken. So all the kids have bright smiles on their face.
and they're all squinting because the sun was in our eyes.
And then, we have the one who is photoshopped in, and he is the most palest
He looks
kid
a bit
there.
sick.
He looks like he's about to become Lord Voldemort.
And let's not talk about the cover of this yearbook.
That was
Michael
designed by
actually
me.
made, as a joke, there was like a few voted. And Michael was one of them. He didn't want his to be the yearbook cover.
Yeah, so there was a lot of issues with that yearbook because no one wanted to do it. Hence why we did it.
And when we
because-
worked on it, we hardly worked on it.
Yeah, so even though we had nothing really going on, I held off doing the yearbook cover for ages, and it was a competition. Turns out only like 4-5 people entered, and they decided to make my crappy one the winner.
But you had to remake it to...
I had to remake
Yeah.
it. I went for the DC superhero theme, and then once because year 12s they get like the last half of semester off.
Well, the last term.
Yeah, and they kind of decided to, this cover needs a bit more. So they added another superhero, Mrs. Incredible, and they photoshopped, I don't even know whose face that is.
It's 'cause
Now,
all the other ones have all their eyes, but her one has friggin' Mrs. Incredible's eyes.
Now, the issue with this to me is, and if you read comics or anything like that, you understand Mrs. Incredible is not a DC hero. She has never worked with Batman in her life.
Some people don't understand. They could have made her friggin' Wonder Woman. Because Wonder Woman isn't on the cover.
Exactly. But like,
Let's do
this
it.
is 2015, so
Yeah.
we haven't accomplished a lot. You can tell by us doing this podcast.
I personally haven't even had a job since.
I only have a job because my mum's friend needed help. And I said, sure, why not?
I applied at Domino's Pizza and still haven't got a reply.
You know what we should do right now?
What?
We should call Domino's Pizza and see if...
Let's not do like a friggin' prank call to somewhere.
No, we'll be prank
overflow.
call. We're wondering if...
I mean, Domino's hasn't opened here yet.
Hasn't? Okay.
It opens in like 3 days or something.
How... Okay.
I feel I have free pizza that day, and I'll go in and storm in and be like, why haven't I been friggin' accepted? Shut up. Just let me check. No, I'm not going to check my email in the middle of a podcast.
That's so good. We'll take a break in a second, maybe. Because I want
Yeah.
to drink some coffee. Caffeine to keep the...
The blood
Death.
pumping.
Yep. Calories
death?
in a cup. It's a coffee from Macca's, so it's got like a Mick chicken burger in it. As we only had a couple of hours to prepare, I decided to open something on the sbs.com.au website. It's basically just called Odd News. Now, Japan is working on making, with the King Kong movie coming out, they want to do Godzilla again,
Mm-hmm.
and then they want to do Godzilla vs. King Kong. Sounds great. Japan's complaining that Godzilla is too fat for the franchise. Because the new photos of Godzilla has come out and they're like, he's a bit too overweight. A lot of people are, like, not just Japan is pissed off. Let's go worldwide to news person Paul Harriman. Hello, and not just the Japanese is a bit pissed off. Prince Harry has, on record, said that Godzilla is too overweight for the role. Something Putin, I don't actually remember his name, is even pissed off that Godzilla is a bit overweight. Chuck Norris, on the other hand, finally can do a movie where he beats Godzilla.
Well, Chuck Norris is that meme that was around about 2011.
I never really got it.
If Chuck Norris stomps, he'll create earthquake. If Chuck Norris went on the bus, he'll create an earthquake. Let's flick to a random page of this John Barnett 2015 yearbook.
Oh, yeah.
And see what it says. Okay. Most likely to. How about that? Most likely to.
Wait, we can't say names.
Where's me?
What's
Where's
the
me?
point of doing that?
Where's
Oh,
me?
okay.
Where's me? There we go. Invent time travel. My name is actually there for some reason.
Wait, is it?
Yeah, look, right there. Ben Boop! I'm not saying my last name on YouTube. I was also there for most likely to become a famous YouTuber.
You were. You'll get there. Eventually.
I'll get there. Definitely.
I don't think I was on that list of most likely to.
To be honest, you know how we said that I was that me and Michael, we were part of the Jumbana team. We were allowed to add the most likely to questions. I added in most likely to become a famous YouTuber because I knew people would put in my name. That's the honest truth.
But you also got to remember that as we signed up for it, we also, kind of tried to not put ourselves in it a lot. You're in it more than most people.
I had a whole paragraph about it. I'll read this out on air. Here we go. Perfect page. Alright. We say goodbye this year to our year 12 student, Ben. That's not my last name. I'm just not saying my last name. Ben has been included in the... That's the school name, not saying that. Music program since primary school, and over the years has been an important part of many ensembles and performances, particularly through his percussion playing. His courageous performance skills, friendly nature, and willingness to always help around the music department will be missed. Never again will we have such a class performance as What Does the Fox Say? Yeah, I actually sang that in class. We wish you the best for the future, Ben, and hope you keep up your music in whatever form that might take. And I do play the piano sometimes, so there's that. If you're listening, past music teachers, be proud of me.
Very, very, very nice. You got 3 claps there.
Wait.
4. Oh, yeah.
On the topic of claps.
Claps. Yeah, the clap. Isn't that like a disease?
I don't know, but I was at karaoke yesterday.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, last night I was at karaoke and somebody sang a song, and afterwards some people clapped, I didn't. And an old man walks up to me and is like, didn't you like the song, mate? And I'm like, it was alright. It's like, you didn't clap. And I'm like, oh, well, I didn't mind the song, I just didn't clap. And he kept talking to me about not clapping after a song, and it's like, why do I have to clap, mate? Okay? So stupid.
This doesn't have anything on the topic of clap, but I have disowned one of my oldest friends since birth, actually, because, the whole family friend. So, yeah, let's not move on from the topic of high school. I went on a camp. Now, Ben wasn't a part of this camp. It was with this friend and...
Ah, yes.
Yeah, you know the class. And...
It was outdoor ed?
Outdoor ed, yep.
Okay.
And went on the class, and me and my friend were sharing tents because, it's what you get signed onto a buddy. So after walking the bush trail on Woody Island, because that's where we went, I sprained my ankle 3 times, tripping over on steps. Because, yep. So we go back. My friend's laughing at me. We go back and I say, well, I'm gonna sit down for a bit because my ankle has been twisted 3 times. So he disappears with a girl that he somewhat liked. And that was cool. I accepted that. I actually had a bit of a nap. Our teacher, one of the teachers who everyone knows and loves.
We'll just call him...
Captain Jolly.
Captain Jolly. Yes, Captain Jolly.
Captain Jolly, our teacher. And he has the eyes of a hawk. He looks into your soul.
His eyes are always
stick out.
They really do.
He comes up to me and says, "Hi, Michael. We're going down this way for a swim. Would you like to come?" And I say, "Sorry, sir. No, thank you." And he's like, "Oh, why? I twisted my ankle 3 times." He's like, "Oh, okay, I get you." So they're all walking down in a line. A little bit later, a girl that I had a crush on at this time came up to me and says, "Hey, Michael, you want to go for a walk on the rocks while they go for a swim?" And I was like, "Yeah, sure."
Is that the story?
No, it's not the story.
Oh, okay.
We hanged out for a bit and... went back and hanged out for the rest of the trip with the little group you make, because when you go and camp, you make little groups. And I found out quite recently, because her and I never dated. You would know this. You don't even know who this person is.
I don't know the person?
No, you do know the person, but I've actually never told this to a lot of people.
Now it's going on YouTube.
Oh, yeah. So, my mate, probably a month ago, so it's been since 2014.
Yeah.
He comes up to me and says, "Why don't you ever make a move on her?" And I'm like, well, because she was never interested. Turns out, the reason why I didn't hang out with my friend for the rest of the afternoon is because this girl goes up to my friend and says, "Hey, is Michael free?" He's like, "Sure, yeah." "Do you mind if we have one-on-one time?" "Yeah." Why do you ask?" "I feel like I need to ask permission. I really like him." I really do like him. And I had a crush on this girl for 2 years. Some information about this, Ben. I probably could have... I could have been a part of our friend's dating group, but no.
We could have had an extra person in our group.
We could have.
And
we could have.
Why
but that's not the big deal. For me, the big deal is I could have had a girlfriend. But no, and some might say it's your fault for not making a move. No, it's not. Screw you.
Some might say it's fate.
Oh, so I add her on Facebook, and I'm like, are you free later? And she's like, yeah, but you're not going to be able to hang out with me unless if it's on Skype. And I say, why? She lives in New Zealand now. Moral of the story, don't trust your friends. And, yeah, damn it.
Don't trust your friends, people. You heard it here. Well, camps. What a good tangent to go on. I went on a bunch of camps when I was in school. From music camps all the way to good old city of Perth, to outdoor ed camps, all the way to places that I don't know if I'm going to mention, but I probably will, seeing that Michael said Woody Island. Anyway, one camp. I've told this story before. It was my kangaroo poo story on my channel.
I wish I was there for that.
So, yeah, Michael had dropped out of outdoor ed by this time.
Not because I wanted to, but because I had to, because the teacher told me I'm failing.
Because teachers are stupid.
I'm failing, and I'm not eating my lime and bananas in the morning. So I need to get a little bit of extra time in my day to squeeze that in. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay, back to the camp.
Back to camp.
Back to the story. I've already told it, so I'm just going to tell it brief. People were making Maltesers things where they put the Malteser in a marshmallow and ate it, and it was probably delicious, but I wouldn't know because this guy that they called Huge Wave,
because he's a surfer, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Huge Wave.
Okay, Huge Wave. We're just going to call
Tidal
him
Wave. That's what we'll call it.
Yeah, we're going to call him Tidal Wave. So Tidal Wave was like, "Hey, Ben, try this." So he was nice and he gave me one of those Maltesers in marshmallow thing. Except the Malteser was not a Malteser. It was kangaroo poop. Kangaroo crap, and it wasn't the best. It didn't taste like much, but it was gross because it stuck to my teeth because of all the melted marshmallow and bleh.
Oh, if you haven't noticed by now, we are Australian. I think, kangaroos aren't part of myth,
Yeah. They're part of legend.
They do exist. We do ride them, and
it's a good source of transport when you don't have a car like me.
A lot of people don't know this, but WA is, it's like there's still a battle going on between kangaroo riders and emu riders.
Yeah.
It's quite a deadly field.
Yeah, it's
all the other states in Australia are trying to knock us out. But
it's a thing in school. All the rich kids ride on the emus, and they're like, they brag about it in school, and they're like, "Hey Ben, I got my dad got me a brand new emu for my birthday. It's only a chick at the moment, but it will grow up to be an awesome vehicle. What about you? What do you have?" I have a kangaroo. Oh, what? Your family's poor. It's pretty much like that, and I got teased for having kangaroo. But I like kangaroos better than emus, to be honest.
All the way. But don't ever go to school if you're a dude with a koala, because, God,
that's the kind of kid who gets locked up in lockers and gets given swirlies at lunch.
And our lockers are only, the same length as my leg. So
they'll have to dismember you.
Exactly. You will be broken, probably dead, inside and out. And if you are somehow still alive in this locker, you would be crying.
Yeah, you'd be crying forever until somebody noticed, and then they'd realize that your locker keys are in the locker with you, and by the time that they get more locker keys and call an ambulance, you're dead. So don't have a koala and come to my school.
Unless if you're a girl, because,
Yeah, people won't even be violent to girls because it's illegal.
Let's just say this now. We are all for equality.
Yep.
We will not get in on that, because that's a dangerous game to play.
The SJWs. Very, very dangerous. So now it's that time of the episode where we call someone we know from Michael's phone. I don't know. Should we do just do a random call to someone?
How about, first episode, we'll talk about our good friend. We'll call him...
Oh, no, Malachi. We can mention Malachi.
Can we say his name?
Malachi won't mind. He's our good friend.
Alright, talking's still going on.
So, Malachi.
Yep, Malachi. Good friend. I met him the same time I met Ben.
Pretty much. The way me and Michael actually met was good old... teacher named after weather. I'm not gonna say his name, but it's to do with weather.
We'll call him Bear Grylls.
We'll call him Bear Grylls for now. Pretty much, he's like, get in a group, and me, Malachi, Michael, and a guy whose name kind of sounds like the sound that a lion makes. We're in a group, and I knew the guy whose name sounds like a lion makes, and Malachi, but I didn't know Michael. I'm like, Michael, because he's like, get in a group with your friends. He's like, get in a group with your friends, and I'm like, Michael, are you my friend? He's like, yeah, I guess so. And that's pretty much.
Because I have to be now. So, I'm gonna Facebook call Malachi.
Yep.
The first thing I noticed when I opened his messages is a photo of a miniature Donald Trump shaking hands with Putin.
Well.
Hey, champ, how's it going?
What are you doing?
We're just here.
I'm here too. Hey, dude, it's a prank! It's a prank! You're on a podcast!
We didn't think about this. How's it going, Malachi? You have won your free chance to get a cappuccino or maybe even a mocha from your local McDonald's McCafe. How are you feeling right now, Malachi?
I'm feeling pretty hot at the moment.
Oh, that's good, my friend. Did you know, fun fact, McDonald's opened 1993, so you have had all this time to get a cappuccino with your money, but now you don't need to bank for your buck. You can just go in and get a free drink.
Score?
Just let them know that Ben and Michael sent you the lime banana.
The lime banana.
The lime banana, you heard it?
Like we were talking about yesterday, the podcast is called Lime Banana.
Okay, so I'll go to Mac's and I'll ask for a lime banana.
Ask for a cappuccino. Lime banana sent you.
Alright, we've been talking to you for a while now, so I think we'll hang up. I'll give you a text later.
Okay.
Have fun doing what you're doing.
Sounds like he's pouring something with a tap or something.
It's like he's multitasking.
Is he peeing?
I do not do anything illegal. What I do is completely legal.
Okay, you don't have to say that.
Completely legal.
Good.
Yes, everyone. Everything going on right now is completely illegal. Legal.
Yes,
We do not
What I'm
support.
doing is 102% legal.
Okay, well, have fun doing that. Oh, you're making a jelly Fanta, right.
Yeah, I'm making a jelly Fanta that has Walter White's face on it.
Take one here and shout.
Yeah.
Come over, Malachi. You can maybe...
This is pretty
I don't have
fun,
my
even
money.
though it's bad. We could probably do more than one. So we'll talk to you later, Malachi. If you want to come by, do it.
Alrighty.
I'll.
And when the video comes out, make sure to drop a like and subscribe.
I thought you were working today, Michael.
I did for 3 hours.
Alright,
when
Malachi.
you get a phone call from the Lime Banana Studios.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever.
Alright.
What did you say, Banana Man?
Alright, catch you later, Malachi.
Alright.
Have a fun drink.
See ya.
So, that, ladies and gentlemen, was Malachi. He's a pal. I've actually known him since I was like 6 years old. Well, yes, that is going to finish things up for the Lime Banana podcast.
You got to understand what kind of people we were in high school, and I think looking back on the high school days 2 years ago, really lets you see the kind of people we are inside now.
Yeah, well, my name is Ben.
And my name is Michael.
And this was the Lime Banana podcast. See you next time. Boop.